My name is Abram Emerson. I represent the Snake Legacy Project and the Black Power Chronicles, the local committee. We're presenting to you this evening our reach out effort into our local community and into the younger people. Okay? Our first mandate is for us who come out of the Black Power movement is to chronicle our experiences so that people, especially the young people around who the new activists will know, have a foundation which they can look to. Our next mandate is to reach out to our younger people. Okay? This is part of our reach out. We know that through poetry we can find a connection. We understand that we need to create cultural bonds. Now, in 1965, Willie Ricks and Stokely Carmichael on the Selma March chanted Black Power. At that point in time was creating a whole new cultural phenomenon. Africa wasn't about Tarzan no more. It wasn't about processed hair no more. Okay? It was about being proud of who you are, standing up, okay, and understanding that power runs things. SNCC had a bad experience at the 1964 Democratic Convention. Came back understanding that power was the name of the game. And set forth through their organizing efforts and set forth and produced the first Black Panther Party in Alabama in 1965. In Lyons County, Alabama. The people were able to use the Black Panther symbol, just like the Democratic Party used the donkey, like the Republican Party used the elephant, in order to identify the people who were of their interest when they went to the polls. After which you had a spread of a cultural phenomenon. You had a new renaissance. Poets came out of everywhere. You had the likes of Haki Lorabuti. You had the likes of Amira Baraka, Sonia Sa, new renaissance. Poets came out of everywhere. You had the likes of Haki Lorabuti. You had the likes of Amira Baraka, Sonia Sanchez, Nikki Giovanni, and loads of different poets and writers and playwrights across this country that put out literature to connect with our people. We here in San Antonio had a local SNCC chapter. And tonight, we are the ones who are presenting this to you. And I want to introduce to you first to talk about the local SNCC chapter, Mr. Mario Salas, who was the Minister of Information for SNCC. Thanks.
Thank you, Brother Abram. Let me start off by saying, give yourself a round of applause. It's so nice to see young people out there. One of the things that we always talked about we wanted to do was pass on this legacy to a younger generation. Let me tell you, in San Antonio, when we were in SNCC, also in the Black Panther Party, the original Black Panther Party, one of the things that we had to encounter was a segregationist mayor. That mayor was Walter McAllister. They have an expressway named after him, they have a park named after him, and I can go on and on and on about the people whose names are on streets, on different place names and so forth, who are either slave owners, segregationists, or what have you. We had to fight them. When Bobby Joe Phillips, and that's a name I want you to remember, Bobby Joe Phillips was beaten to death on the Rumford Street, right across the street from the African American cemetery, real close by, beaten to death by the police. Nothing ever happened. No one was ever charged. So we're looking at police abuse that has extended itself all the way from slavery to even now. So we grew up in that era. We grew up at a time when it wasn't safe to march. We grew up in a time when it wasn't a celebration to march, but you risked your life for marching. And there were several times when the mayor of San Antonio issued shoot-to-kill orders because we were having demonstrations right downtown where the Black Lives Matter folks are having demonstrations. So I am so happy to see and hear about the Black Lives Matter folks marching in San Antonio, laying down in the street. And I did go out and lay down at North Star Mall with them. I laid down in the street in front of River Center Mall. And admittedly, some of them had to help me get up after I did that. But that's the kind of legacy that I see is being passed on, and it should be passed on. I have to say that's very important. We have some historical material back there. Just look at it. It's not for sale, but it is for you to look at. Those are the books that you haven't, if you haven't read, those are the ones you need to read. I'm a professor at the University of Texas. I'll be teaching African American Studies. And by the way, I need some more students to sign up for my class, Mario Salas, and I would appreciate that if you do, for the spring semester. So, and by the way, you'll be in for a treat because I teach it. You'll never forget what you learned in my class. You will never ever forget because I teach the things that have been ignored. And that's what professors do, at least good ones. They teach the things that are ignored. And when you look at all of the stuff that's ignored and not taught, then you can begin to develop some truism about what took place during a historical epic. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But tonight, I'm looking forward to hearing from these young folks. And I never knew there was this many young poets in San Antonio. So I can tell you, I love you, I appreciate you, and we will continue to struggle. As the revolutionaries in Angola used to say in Portuguese, a luta continua, which means the struggle continues. Thank you.
Claudius Minor, Minister of Defense.
Very happy to be here and see all the people come out. I really don't know what to tell you, except this is not new. This struggle has been going on for thousands of years. Thousands of years, and it hasn't changed one bit. You may wonder, what do I do? How do I fight this? You fight it by living every day. You fight it by not surrendering your dignity and your humanity. Are very important. And since the first man tried to express himself in poetry, we've been fighting that struggle. We've been fighting that struggle in different ways. We fought it then, we fight it now. It has not changed. It's not going to get any better. It's going to always be dangerous. There ain't nothing but a thing, sisters and brothers. Nothing but a thing.
Paul Battle, leader of Langston Hughes Theater.
Welcome and thank everybody for coming. Again, my name is Paul Battle. I was one of the leaders in the Langston Hughes Theater. It was on Iowa Pine. Those of us, like myself, we were, like to call ourselves the friends of the poets. Langston Hughes Theater, when we first came and began, it was doing more plays, but it was coming more and more demanding for it to pull together a whole cast to put on plays. And we were being influenced by the Last Poets, Gil Scott, and others. Well, we wanted to start doing more poetry. We had drums and flutes and horns and tambourines. All of us that were part of the theater group's band, for the lack of a better word, came from the West Side. So the SNCC movement, or the Black Power movement, involved those of us like myself and the others from the West End. Mario told me recently, just the other day, that it used to be Newcomville. So maybe I'm start referring to it as Newcomville. But one thing like Mario was saying, for us it started with the killing of Baba Jofa. Black lives have always mattered to us. And that's why we became involved, concerned about his life and our lives and folks' lives more. It's always been a fight for Black Lives Matter. Whether we were talking about the lynching in the 30s or being enslaved in those days, it's always been about Black Lives Matter. And for me, I'm happy to see that the struggle does continue. And it continues with you in the room, it continues when you get out in the street. When Abram and Becky and Diane Green came back from the meeting to plan this event, my concern was we didn't want a bunch of old farts just sitting around talking about back in the day. How can we introduce ourselves to the Black Lives Matter movement? And how can we be supportive of their movement? And at the same time, we aren't old and buried and dead. We are organizing in the community. We want to know how can we be supportive of some of those things that we're doing so our communities continue to grow. So let me give it back to Abe because I know. And once again, thank you for coming.
I'm the poet. They shot Malcolm. They shot Martin. Technology's techniques change to take a nigga out. However they say I died, I didn't. See, they buried Larry today. My friend, he gon' bother me. He overstepped the line. It was crack cocaine, they say. A fighter can only play the game of life so long he can't hide. Mickey won the internal war, found we could ride the power train. Africa called, the plane was lost. He died in the rain. Velasquez, the Mexican connection said, this is the time to bind the line and find freedom from our oppression. Disease filled his body. He died. I say you stand. The door unlocked. The assassin entered, backed out. The room produced a silent shout. We packed, ran here, lived another day. I still walk. I still live. Still have the bill to pay. Revolutionaries don't live long. Black men die young. Anyway. Now I wish to call to the microphone Mondrea, my co-host, who will do the first round of open mic poetry.
Anybody happy here tonight? So let's stop making this like a library or a funeral. Is there anybody happy in here tonight? Can we make some noise in here tonight? I know y'all a little upset about a couple of things tonight, but it's all right. You know why it's all right? Because we're taking it back to where it's supposed to be. I don't need the government working with me as long as I got this community. You see, if I can go to your house, and if I don't have water running, then I can go to your house. And I can get some cold water from your house, but hold on, because see over here, this brother got some sugar. Now y'all might not know about sugar water, but sugar water is good when you ain't got Kool-Aid. And if you got the right kind of color, you can put your red in there, and then you got Kool-Aid. But I didn't need nobody but us. All I need is you. Everybody looking for the key, but the key was already there. We needed to get back with these elders. The elders had the key in their back pocket. And I just want to say right now, for all of these elders who just spoke, and all who are sitting right here, I want to say in a huru, a sasa, I want to say thank you, and that I'm still, any chance you sneak around and let me get at your feet, I'm listening. Because I'm hungry, and if anybody else hungry out there, please make some noise with me right now. All right, we got to find another level. Oh, I got you right here. Let me just say this right here. July 30th, I had a massive stroke. But I'm right here. So I'm so excited, so we can spit this poetry together. We're gonna get everybody. Somebody gonna clap for something. I'm gonna juggle next. We're gonna do something. We're gonna get everybody together. If y'all ready for some good poetry, say yes. Yes. Now I'm gonna work with my people because my people got my list. So we can start calling off these good folk. Are you ready? Yes. Amen. Amen. All right. First poet coming to the mic. Y'all put your hands together for the incredible Phyllis Lee, y'all.
Good evening. I'm very excited about tonight. I want to start with my favorite poet, Langston Hughes, born in 1906 and died in 1967. He is not dead. I, too, sing America. You see, I am the darker sister. They tell me to eat in the kitchen when company comes. But I laugh, I eat well, and I grow strong. Now tomorrow, when company comes, nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I, too, am America. Get up. Langston Hughes, like David in the Bible, speaks of rivers. David in Psalms 1 and 3 speaks of a tree planted by the rivers of water. I've known rivers, ancient as the world, and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul grows deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and saw pyramids above me. And I've heard the singing of the Mississippi. You remember when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans? And I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, Colorado, Hudson, the San Antonio, ancient, dusty rivers. My soul grows deep like the rivers.
Yes, y'all give Mama Phyllis Lee another round of applause. And just so you can ride this wave with us, I'm blessed to be one of the babies of the movement. And I know we got some babies of the movement as well. And we talked about SNCC and we talked about the Panthers, and you know we're celebrating the 50th anniversary. And I just see my mom and my dad and Chairman Fred and everybody, and they were paving the way for us. I'm going to ask you for a second, because all of this is the connection from our elders to our young people. So I'm probably going to bring up maybe the youngest person in the room. Anybody younger than 6? Nobody's younger than 6? So I am about to bring up the youngest person in the room. We're about to bring up my daughter, Ross Amika Harmon. Come on up now.
I'm the spirit of Ella Jo Baker, born on December 13, 1903. In Norfolk, Virginia, I graduated from Shaw University as class valedictorian. I began my involvement with the NAACP as class valedictorian in 1940. In 1957, I moved to Atlanta to help organize Martin Luther King's new organization, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCL. I wanted to assist the new student activists and organize a meeting at Shaw University. The student leader for a sit-ins in April 1960. From that meeting, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, was born. Black Power.
Let's sow them seeds, y'all. Let's sow them seeds. We know we keep doing it like that, and there's going to be people coming after us. And it's not going to stop. We don't see what everybody was talking about, this thing in this land, as long as we keep sowing them seeds. Ashe. All right. Thank you all. Thank you all. Coming up next, anybody want to hear another hot poet say yes?
Yes.
Coming right now, I have, a pro. Let's bring up right now, this is Antoinette Franklin. I knew it. You were sitting behind us the whole time. I felt that power. Once again, y'all make another line for Mama Franklin.
Well, it is absolutely a wonderful time to be here. I remember when Cape Radio used to be available for us, and Nikki Giovanni would sing about all the wonderful things about being black. Langston Hughes inspired me, Maya Angelou, Sonia Sanchez. So it's wonderful to be able to be a poet and give these things back. Now that I have to carry my friend with me, but that's okay, we'll make it work out. The names of many, this is dedicated to my ancestors. I wish to thank them, the kings and queens, the hunters, the warriors, the leather tanners, the basket weavers, the farmers, the poets, the craftsmen, the geos. Those who lived through the indignity of capture, enslavement, violation, and brutality. Those taken from their homeland to Goree Island, the land of no return. Transported from a home they would never see again. I want them to be proud and know that their struggle was not in vain. I thank the survivors of the Middle Passage. If they had not survived, where would my history be? I honor their presence when the wind rustles morning leaves, brightened by the sun. I hear them in my dreams and listen to sages bearing news only a poet can use. Think of my existence, what I was born to be, a fighter for equality. Think of all those people who died so I could taste freedom. Think of the blood-stained banner of heritage left to me. I am more than one people. Their names are African, Scottish, Spanish, Mexican, Choctaw, Seminole, and New Iberian Creole. Think of my people on the banks of the Nile and my great-great-grandmother's rape bearing the slave master's child. My granny said there were no happy slaves on those dusty plantations, and my family wanted the best for me. She spoke of loving God, the love of family, a need for education, and living righteously. Think about the purpose of my purpose in the scheme of things, about the blood-stained banner of courage given to me. Thank you.
Give Queen Mother another round of applause. Thank you again for giving us a chance to come out and connect together. There's so much talk saying that the young folks are so wild that they're not listening. And so the elders are kind of just sat back together and it's like, well, they're not listening, we'll keep the stories here. I know elders here, but it's talk on the street. And then there's young people saying, well, the elders didn't held and hidden themselves over here, so we got to go for what we know over here. And tonight shows that it's so not true. That bridge is here, that we learn from each other, that we go back and forth. It reminds me of them old meetings of incense and the drummers drumming and then everybody just coming and dancing and doing what they do. Thank you. We cannot stop this. If you're enjoying the words that are coming out right now, I need you to make some noise. I need to know you're out there. These lights are bright, so I can't see you all, so I can only hear you all. I need y'all to make this noise. And if y'all haven't guessed that I'm a little loud, I know I'm working the mic man to death up there, but thank you for following me. But we got to make this noise. We got ancestors who are just jumping now that we're together and we're connected. It's not boogity boogity, it's real and it's how we got here. And we got to continue sharing that. If I'm alone, stay quiet. Woo, I didn't know it was going to go off right. Thank you. Y'all ready to hear another hot poet say yes? Yes! Coming up right now. Y'all put your hands together for Ariane Duche, y'all.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Amina. I'm proud to be here. I'm honored to be here, humbled to be here. Happy.
I'm enjoying it. I know somebody out there with me.
I feel blessed to be here. I didn't know what a gift it is to be a poet until I started hanging around some of my elders and hearing them speak. So.
All right.
Yes. Yo, he was standing outside with empty 40 in his hands and a 20-Glock gat in his pants. Yes, you already know he was black and his jeans was low. Outside, think about sticking up this corner store. You see his pockets was of lint and do as his rent. He steals what he wants because he can't afford what he needs. Shh. Money grows on the bushes, not trees. Previously, he prayed about it, hoping God would help him up out of his current situation. But problems persisted and he was losing his patience, growing weary of waiting. He took matters into his own hands, did away with God's will. He was making his own plans. And this is his first time. I could tell he wasn't a schemer. He was hesitant, waiting like victims on their check from FEMA. I wanted to help the brother, so I crossed the street, my feet hitting the concrete in unison with his rapid heartbeat. I took a seat next to him. He knew of God already, so instead I introduced to him my pen. He didn't appreciate the power within, so I let him hold it. And soon he lost control of it, the command over his body, because his hands started to move. On a brown butchered up bag, he had been to the groove of his thoughts. And he began to write. Hey, yo, I've been standing here all night with empty 40 in my hands and a 20 Glock gat in my pants. Yes, you already know I'm black, my jeans is low. Outside, think about sticking up this corner store. You see my pockets is of lint, that do is my wrist. I steal what I want because I can afford what I need. Shh, money grows on the bushes, not trees. Previously, I had a 9 to 5. I didn't always live a lie, but I've been replaced by machines that work faster than I want to do more than stick it to the man. I want to curse his seed because of his greed. I cannot feed mine. Like Invisible Man, I was blind to the position I was in, working my butt off to impress these men, and this boy got promoted after days. I've been working for years, still get paid minimum wage. That's why to this gun I hold a tight grip. I'm making somebody pay for my pink slip. Women hugging their purses because their fathers was racist. Women defeated to the stereotype to take it in. There was no more ink in the pen, so I whipped out another one and gave it to him. Right. And the government is cheap. Welfare don't help my family to eat. Pay my taxes, still got potholes in my street. My neighborhood don't have welcome signs. I only see the president here during election time. Reluctantly promising housing repairs, but fresh paint don't cover the blood stains there with the eyes that stare at gunfights. Evidence got lost, so that girl who got shot died. Dick Cheney popped the cap. It's all fun and games, but it's 15 to life if a black man does the same. And that's why to this gun, or this pen, I hold a tight grip. Y'all, she was walking outside away from some man with an empty Magnum wrapper in her hand. And yes, the sage report, she was black, her skirt was too short. 20-something, a hoe of some sort. You see, she had college dreams. She wanted her degree, but when it grows in the bushes, not trees. I wanted to help the sister, so I crossed the street, my feet hitting the concrete in unison with her rapid heartbeat. I took a seat next to her. She knew of God already, so instead I introduced to her my pen.